Cool. So I'm just so happy and humbled to have you here. We've been working together since April, so it's almost about like, I would say we worked together for what, like 6, 7, 8 months.
Yeah.
And yeah, and just like the amount of growth that has been created and the clients that you've attracted and just the amount of impact that you've been able to create in the world is it's inspiring. And I'd love to hear more about it. So yeah, let me just ask you a couple of questions. Like do you remember like when you first started working with me? Like what were you actually dealing with?
Oh, I was dealing with a lot of frustration,
Hmm.
um, almost anger, just because I've been thinking about this and wanting to do this and trying to do this business for like about 2 years, but I couldn't really understand or like get things off the ground just because there's a lot of noise out there.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, I was in a very different place than where I am now.
Yeah, for sure. Um, and where are you? And I just want to ask before we like continue, like who are you? Like, what do you do and who do you help?
Yeah. So I'm Bessy Tam from inyour20s.com. I help marketers and get into the tech industry. Get into tech jobs.
Cool. It's really,
Mhm.
really cool. And then you're at Google at the moment, in a tech
Mhm.
job yourself, right? And having so
Yeah,
much experience so that you can support other people like following that career path in a much faster way.
yeah, way
Yeah.
faster.
Way, way faster. Like, yeah. I like the amount of like interviews that you've gotten people is just astounding. Um, so what made you decide to invest in yourself by working with me?
Um, well, first of all, you had a business that is very similar to what I wanted to do. And it was very clear that from the first call that we had, you were very, very patient, which I needed someone like that. Um, and because of the energy that you had and how you knew that was more, there was more than what I was telling you, like in terms of like emotions or my mental state or psychological state or anything that's like blocking me behind that. I knew that you knew all of that stuff without me telling you. And so I like really wanted to kind of get that out of the way
Yeah.
and really make a big leap this year, which was really awesome.
Hmm.
Um, we did that obviously, right? Like
Hmm.
I I in the beginning I never thought of even having a business coach just because I'm always like, oh, I went to a business school. I have friends who are entrepreneurs. But no, because in the end you always need someone who like mentors you. So it's really awesome to have like someone to actually mentor you every step of the way, just like I mentor my students to make sure that, look, there are faster ways to do things, but this is actually the most important part. And you have to do that part first. So, yeah, I'm really, really grateful that I did. So, all in all, I think part of it is because of the recommendations, part of it is because of all the raving reviews I saw on your site, but most of all is because of our interaction on the call and like how you really understood where I was.
Yeah, and I could just tell that there's so much that wanted to come through. And yeah, and I'm so glad that it's kind of like really funneled into your work and the way
Yeah.
that you're presenting yourself now. Like I truly feel that your presence, is in your brand.
Hmm.
And how have you grown since then? Like we talked about so much of all the different mindset things, but also practical stuff.
Hmm. I've gotten a lot more focused.
Hmm.
So instead of reading a lot of stuff, I like started doing the things that are the scariest, right? So, for example, making the first calls and asks, um, really understanding my clients or customers' needs, and actually breaking down and simplifying things during my first discovery call with them. So instead of helping them because I want to help them so much,
Hmm.
right now I'm just like breaking it down like, hey, these are the issues that we can tackle. Here's what it would look like if we were to work with you. So it's very clear and simplified. But in general, I think like because I am working at Google, I have like a very demanding job too. It's very clear that I need to have like a very focused schedule towards my business as well. So that really changed a lot. Like instead of being so frantic all the time.
Yeah, it helps you really like get some stuff done within the small amount of time that you have, but like the right things, right?
Mhm.
And I find that like with corporate clients, especially people who want to have a side hustle or who want to build something up so that they always have that option or just like a way to serve the world, that focus is so paramount to just creating that momentum.
Mhm.
Um, what challenges or issue like did you have to deal with or like overcome? What do you think was like the biggest one?
Um, I think like the fear of reaching out,
Mm,
that was one huge one, just because um, reaching out by itself is like so new and people don't know me as me. So I always like my friends always knew that I had passion. I was always a leader. I always was ready for always ready to help people in their careers.
yeah,
But when you talk to someone who's like completely new, like you have to build the trust in a very short amount of time.
yeah.
Another thing is basically, um, I guess, imposter syndrome, or like not knowing that, not trusting that I have the skill sets needed.
Mm-hmm.
I'm probably worked on that over 5 sessions in the beginning, just because I was always like, oh, what if I'm not actually a career coach? What if I don't have the degrees? Or what if they don't trust me? What if I am young? But in the end, I do have experience from going into from marketing into tech, and I do interview people. Like I just need to trust that I know a lot more than what people actually know about the industry.
And you think that trust, like when you finally like got that belief, a lot of stuff shifted. Like, was there like sort of that?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
my tone, my approach, everything, like the how the calls actually went, it was very, very
Biggest
different.
difference, right? How would you say like do you remember that moment where you got that belief? Was it like an exercise or was it like a accumulated sort of cumulative experience? Just out of curiosity, because I love those moments of like,
Right.
ooh, like finally believe, in what I do.
Yeah. So I remember it was right after we worked on the discovery call script,
Yeah.
like almost word for word, but then exactly what you needed me to like get out from that call, right? And then I was walking through this through a referral, and it clicked because she really understood where everything fit in, and she was really interested in actually joining the whole program. So that was when I really got the confidence
Yeah.
and trust that this actually works.
Yeah, for sure. Oh, that's the juiciest part. I just feel like all my body vibrate when I hear that because, that's so beautiful. Phew. And what have you accomplished during our work together? I mean, besides that, having that belief and like, having that as a lot of momentum driver.
So basically within the first month or so,
Uh-huh.
got 2 or 3 new clients
Mm-hmm.
um, after working with you, and then I think one was actually paid.
Mm-hmm.
So the 2 or 3 were just asking them for like testimonials and stuff, just because it's a new business.
Right.
And the fact that I got one that was paid, that's like really awesome.
Mm-hmm.
And then afterwards, okay, before then, it's even getting on the calls, right? Because I was afraid of getting on the calls with my clients, just kind of stupid. But we need that, like in
Yeah.
the coaching industry. I also built up my site, which is awesome because then I got to then get 4 more clients,
Mm-hmm.
which were actually paid, which is great.
Mm-hmm.
And that's just gonna keep going because I got more testimonials and more customers I can work with. Um, what else did I do? I hired a developer, which
Mm-hmm.
made my site awesome, and launched a free email course. Then more customers will just come in and like sign up and subscribe. So that's more automated process and free up more of my time. So it's just like not only getting more clients and stuff, but it's just having the energy of like abundance and like a mentality of abundance that okay, let's keep growing this thing,
Mm-hmm.
um, by being smart, you know.
Absolutely. Um, any other specific results you've gotten out of working with me or any measurable ones that you've achieved? I know you mentioned that you've gotten almost like 7 clients in total. Let me see, 8 clients in total.
Yeah, that's
Mhm.
pretty crazy. What else that's measurable?
Yeah, any number related.
50 subscribers.
Nice, nice. You got that?
Yeah,
Awesome.
50 subscribers. I didn't really push it yet.
Yeah, yeah. It's
So,
like
yeah.
organic, right?
Mhm. That's organic. What else? I consistently have a lot more visitors now.
Mm-hmm.
I don't really have the numbers there.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah.
So, what have you gained and what are you proudest of?
I gained a lot of uh well, I gained a lot of experiences just like knowing to be patient.
Mm-hmm.
I learned a lot more about myself and like how I approach things and how I need like certain people to like counterbalance like my energy. And I learned to like trust people to, you know, delegate some of the work that I can't really do myself. Like in the beginning we talked about writing blogs, and then, you know, if that's not necessarily my strong suit, like how can I make this easier for myself? Um and I'm most proud of just having this whole business like and helping people and people being so thankful,
Mm-hmm.
because in the end, like I am trying to help them to get into tech or even just learn about the journey of how to approach their career search in the most productive, effective, and happier way. Because it doesn't have to suck, you know? And so it's really nice to get that feedback from my customers and just having a great time knowing that I impacted some a process of their life that they'll re-go through, like go through again later on, you know, once they change again within the tech company that they got into or wherever they are. So that's always really exciting and I'm really proud of that.
For sure. That's like the biggest soul filling activity, isn't it? Like when people actually feedback and you're just like, oh man, like you're appreciating this more than I'm appreciating this, and
Yeah.
it's like this love fest of like feedback of appreciation.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's wonderful. What would you like to be acknowledged for?
What would I like to be acknowledged for?
Yeah, like if you
Um,
look back at yourself, and you're just like, what would you like to acknowledge that whole journey for so far?
um, just being persistent,
Hmm.
you know, because I could have given up a long time ago since I started, but then I would just like to acknowledge that I, you know, moved to a new place, in a completely new country, moved to a completely new job. I didn't really have like friends around, and I built that network and launched this business. And like, you know, it really helped that you were there for me, because it's like having a business coach is really important while all of that happens so that I could get focused, you know. So just being persistent on that and making sure that I'm focusing on the right things and keep going, you know.
Yeah, and not falling off the train tracks,
Mhm.
and even when you did, like kind of getting back on it, like I totally see this persistence as one of your biggest strengths.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What did you like, or what have you liked most about working with me?
I love your energy. I really like that. Um, but before bringing the energy, you would like understand where everything comes from first, meet me at my level, and then like bring me to where you need to channel my energy towards my goal, if that makes sense. Um, I really like
What
that.
does that mean to people who don't understand what that means?
Right. So that means like you kind of match where I am as I'm facing challenges, and then you kind of understand where I want to go as my goals. So through that, like you kind of bring me with you upwards, towards that direction. I also like that, um, you try your best not to completely direct me. You know that I have the answers within me. So then there's a lot of exercises that we do that are kind of, close your eyes and like visualize certain things. And through those exercises that you kind of like pull those insights out from deep within wherever it is. Um, and it's super insightful. Like you know what you're talking about, and you work with a lot of people around the world, so you get to see different like perspectives and stuff too. So that's always very helpful too.
For sure. Thanks. Yeah, it's been so fun to just hear your wisdom shine through. And like, I hope that you have access to more and more. Yeah. So, and a lot of people are always like, it's like a business coaching thing, but I feel like I've also like gotten a lot of personal growth. It's like personal and business transformation.
Yeah.
And a lot of people tell me that.
Feel
Is there
that.
anything that would make our work together better?
Um, Not that nothing I can think of. Yeah,
Hmm.
nothing I can think of because you're like, whenever there's anything I need help on, even if I needed to find a developer, like you would refer. So it's a never ending like help cycle. Yeah.
What would you consider unique about my work and our work?
Well, I don't have anyone I can really compare to just because I've never had a business coach before. I would think that other people are more directive and you need to do this, 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 whereas you kind of tailor and customize as much as you can based off of like what really suits me. Because in the end, your philosophy is like your your individualism and the way that you work has to match your business. Otherwise, they don't match together, right? I remember that very vividly. So that's why it's kind of unique in that way where you try to customize everything based off of the person.
Yeah, for sure. It's like if
Mm-hmm.
you were a life cycle and you had rain and clouds and water coming down, you're gonna put like a collecting bucket underneath the rain and not like build a ladder for the rain to like, go up by
Yeah.
an escalator to like some, yeah, you're going with the energetic flow of like your individuality for sure.
Mhm.
Cool. Okay, so now what I'm gonna do is finish the sentence, fill in the blanks section. And thanks so much for sharing earlier all this juicy work and words. But here are some sentences. So if I hadn't worked with Ying Han, I'd still be
Stuck in a hole
of overwhelm
of overwhelm and frustration and just inaction.
in action. Got it. And Ying Han is gifted at dot dot dot, and the benefit of that is dot dot dot.
Ying Han is gifted at bringing the best out of you. The benefit of that is productivity and motivation, energy, and all awesomeness towards your goal.
Ying Han is an expert at dot dot dot, and that helps me dot dot dot.
Ying Han is an expert at coaching, both personal and business coaching. And that helps me bring the best out of my work
Yeah.
and my approach to work where it doesn't kill my well-being.
For sure. Oh my gosh, yeah. We do not want you to be burnt out. This needs to continue. Ying Han makes me feel dot dot dot, and that allows me to dot dot dot.
Ying Han makes me feel enough. And sorry, what was the second part?
And that allows me to.
And that allows me to trust in myself and take action immediately.
Oh yeah. And the amount of actions you take were so many.
Yeah, so many actions.
So many actions, yeah. Ying Han's passion is dot dot dot, and that provides dot dot dot.
Ying Han's Ying Han provides passion in people and that helps enlighten the community, if that makes sense. Like brighten
Mm.
the community and the energy and unity.
Yeah, like an injection of passion in everyone.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Working with Ying Han has empowered or enabled me to dot dot dot, and the benefit of that is dot dot dot.
Ying Han has empowered or enabled me, yeah, to take action,
Mm-hmm.
just to do what I wanted to do. And the second part is
The benefit.
the benefit is that I can get results quickly and then be able to like reiterate my approach very quickly as well, to learn quickly.
Absolutely. And I was speaking to someone who's considering working with Ying Han. Here is what I'd want them to know.
Um, I would want them to know that just be patient and trust the process. There's always a reason why she does weird exercises. Just like go with it. Because once you go with it, you'll find out that there's a lot more behind it. Um, and that you don't need to be like really quick to jump to like certain things that you would want to do based off of like what you read. There's actually like simpler things that can help you get your results.
Thank you. That's
Mhm.
pretty much it. Anything else you wanted to add, or you good? Or
Yeah, I just wanted to say thank you. Like it's been an awesome year, and I know that like there's a lot that like I've done, um, and I hope that I was a good student and listened to you and basically like understood all your coaching as much as I could, to move forward with the business. So I'm really, really grateful and super thankful for it.
oh, me too. Like it's just been an honor and pleasure to, support you through that and to just watch you grow, like, every step of the way and just to evolve deeper as well.
Hmm.
It's like every evolution and iteration of the evolution goes a little deeper, and it just, you just catch on to that so much faster. Like your ability to change has really, and improve has really expedited.
Yeah.
And I think that's just a testament of, like your, I would say your entrepreneurial mind as well. And your entrepreneurial attitude has really blossomed.
Yeah. I feel that as well.
Yeah, for sure. Cool. So thank you.
Yeah, of course.
Awesome.